This is the plaintiff, Asa Watkins. He says he hired the defendant to redo 3 bathrooms in his house in Delaware, and the lackluster guy did almost nothing. Now he won't return his money. He's royally trying to rip him off. He refuses to be taken advantage of and is here suing the crook for the $2,815.99 he's owed. This is the defendant, Dave Echevarria. He says he put a lot of work into the plaintiff's house and deserves to be paid. Besides, he was told all materials would be there for him to install. They weren't, and he ended up wasting a lot of time at Home Depot. He's accused of doing squat.
All parties, please raise your right hand. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Milan is presiding. Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you,
You're
Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay. Mr. Watkins, you are suing on behalf of yourself and Carrie Wee, Mr. Echevarria, for $2,815.99 that you say you paid him that he did not earn. So, Mr. Watkins, tell me what happened here.
Okay, so basically, we met David as of 7/29/2022. And so basically, he was introduced to myself and Carrie Wee, that's my partner, my soulmate. He was introduced to us by my sister, Anika. And
Had he done work for Anika?
he had did some work for Anika. Yeah,
Okay.
he basically doing some odd jobs here and there, I guess. But she had told us that he works for different other contractors and he could probably help us out.
And what was it you needed help with?
Well, we needed help with 3 bathrooms. We had 3 bathrooms that were.
You're from where?
We live in Los Angeles, and we bought the home in Wilmington, Delaware.
Bought the home where?
In Wilmington, Delaware.
So you needed help with 3 bathrooms in Delaware?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, I had did demo on 2 of the bathrooms, but I knew that I couldn't put the bathrooms back together.
Okay. So were you moving to Delaware, or what was the?
We, at the time, this was kind of. I guess that was more so toward the end of COVID. So we just wanted to make sure we had a backup plan in case something went kind of crazy or whatever.
In L.A.?
In LA, because obviously the prices is just nuts in LA right now.
Okay.
So,
All right. So go on.
Basically, we meet Dave on July 29th.
And then the plan is to fly him from LA to Delaware
Yes.
to do the work. So clearly
Yes.
this was all unpermitted work.
Yes, it was on. Yeah. Well.
Well, clearly for shipping people who don't have a license there. But anyway, go on.
Basically, we decided on a price, $1,700 for 7 days of
Okay.
work. 7 days of work. So we take care of everything. We take care of hotel. We take care of.
So you pay for his flight, you pay for his hotel, and you're paying for his labor. That amount that you said, the $1,700, is for 7 days of labor.
That's 7
Okay.
days of labor.
Okay,
so
got it.
He flies out there on August 15th.
What time does he get there?
He got there about maybe, I think his flight landed somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon. And so basically, he gave me a call. David likes to do a lot of FaceTime. No problem. We FaceTime. He said, hey, I'm here. I'm going to go pick up the U-Haul truck. He goes to pick up the U-Haul truck. And then I think he said after that, he was pretty much going to go to the hotel, get checked in, and then he was going to head over to the house. But he would probably take a nap. No problem. No problem. He never made it to the house that night. We didn't really have a problem with that. He was probably tired. That's the first night. So we still have 6 days left. No issues there. So things start getting a little fuzzy when we get to the next morning.
Are you saying that first day when he gets in at 3 in the afternoon, which is Eastern time?
Eastern time.
Okay, but was that a full day you had expected him to work? Did that count?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you didn't. All right, go on.
So we get to the next morning, that Tuesday morning, and this is where things start getting really, really crazy. I literally have to call and wake Dave up. I called Dave 10:45 a.m. in the morning.
Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Okay.
And I can tell he's just waking up. I say, hey, Dave, I don't see the truck at the house. I have cameras around the house. So you always know when someone's just waking up. So he's like, oh, well, okay, well, I'm headed there right now. He gets to the house at 11:06 a.m.
Had he been anywhere before that?
I don't know.
But not working for you?
Not working for me.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So basically, he gets there 11:06. He spends maybe an hour and 15 minutes there. For that whole day, for August the 16th, Dave spent maybe a total of 2 hours there.
Okay, so 2 hours on the site, but was he doing anything else for you off the site?
He went to Home Depot maybe twice. Home Depot is about 2.5 miles from that house.
Okay. And to do what, though, at Home Depot? What would
To purchase.
Had you purchased anything?
So basically, I have something called a pro account at Home Depot.
Right. So you have an account at Home Depot, but I'm saying, were the products at the house ready for him, or no, he had to go to Home Depot to get them?
He had to go to Home Depot and pick them up.
Okay. Are we talking about just lumber and things like that, or are we talking about picking out the toilets and the?
So basically, we're talking about shower heads. He picked up flooring that we had ordered.
Okay, so you had ordered the flooring. Had you ordered the shower? Had you picked out already the shower heads?
Not yet. Not yet.
So he's picking out shower heads. All right, and so were you surprised that you were the one that you were responsible for picking out the toilet and the tub and the shower head and the vanity or whatever, that they had left you in charge of that?
Yes, Your Honor, because basically it's not my residence. I do not know what particular items he likes. I mentioned to him that he needed to pick out what he liked, already have it at the house. Installing it wouldn't be a problem. But I just can't go and pick out a product that's not my residence. And,
well, you can if someone tells you can.
Colors and things like that, and I presented some copies of the way things come at Home Depot or Lowe's. He already had shower pans installed.
You think you need to tell me the way things come at Home Depot or Lowe's? Like, if people ask me my hobby, it's Home Depot or Lowe's.
It's kind of hard for me to pick out certain, people like high toilets, medium toilets, low toilets.
Right, but it's not that big. Like, can't you just FaceTime with him and say, okay, it's this, which one do you like?
Well, the deal was for him to have everything that he wanted.
Yeah, no, that apparently didn't happen, and he says that wasn't the deal.
Right.
So I don't know, because did you guys have anything in writing?
No.
Do you have anything in text that says, you pick everything out, I trust you? Do you have anything in text where you are shocked that things aren't waiting for you?
I FaceTimed him and said that, nothing.
So the answer is no. There's nothing recorded before this lawsuit that would lead me to conclude what the actual deal was between you guys. But I got to tell you, it is unusual to leave the workman in charge of picking things out. It's like, well, oh my God. And then what, he picks out stuff that I think is super tacky and, but go on.
So I was really flabbergasted on the whole situation when I was,
Why do you need to be flabbergasted? You're getting paid by the day. What difference does it make?
Well, the whole thing, I don't have my truck, my tools. I'm well equipped to install everything. I didn't have the tools that were promised were going to be there. He said I could rent them. He had a plumber come in, and if I have evidence right here of the shower kits, how they come with the walls and everything all complete. I just can't put walls. You have to order the walls to measure the shower pan. So I wasn't pretty much not able to do anything. The shower pans, the floor part was already installed. None of the valves were installed, nothing. It was just like I was cleaning up somebody else's mess.
Wait, what's the mess by the shower pan already being installed?
You have to special order the walls to match that pan.
If you do a kit, but what if you don't do a kit?
You got to order the walls to match that shower pan.
Okay, now, but I need you to listen to what I'm asking. There are kits for showers, and there are not kits for showers. And then you can just tile and whatever else you're going to do because you're not using a kit.
Exactly.
So what is this about buying walls?
At first, he had mentioned he wanted tile. I said, tile's going to take way too long to do in a week. So I mentioned shower kits. He goes...
But he had also said that he'd fly you back again if you didn't finish.
Yeah, he was going to fly me back several times to finish the job because I couldn't do everything in a week.
Okay.
The initial agreement was for him to fly out there with me so we could be on the same page and go walk through the house. So I could.
You're going to have to prove all the things you guys are saying, both of you, though.
Yeah.
You've got, you're both like, that wasn't the agreement. That was. Do you understand now why you need to have something in writing?
Yes,
and
I
if
do.
you don't have a contract, at least have texts so that each side understands where the other side's coming from. Do you have any texts that talk about how he was supposed to be out there with you? Any emails, anything to prove the things you are saying?
I did, but at that same time, my phone actually went down and I had to return it. And then when it was supposed
How
to be
about you?
That's not true because I would have that same text. So no, I don't have that text.
Do you
but
have
what-
any texts that
So
show
do-
anything to
I
prove
do-
what you're saying?
I do have texts showing where he actually sees what he's going out there to actually
Let me
work
see.
on.
Again, I'm just kind of, if someone has already installed the bottom, then just don't do a kit and just tile. What difference does it make to you?
Basically, he has to pick out the tile. That was supposed to be done, but the walls need to be cut and stuff like that. But I don't have the tools to do that. If he had sent me over there, all my tools are at home. So, and none of the tools.
But,
that he
so what
promised-
was the plan when you got there? If you know you don't bring your tools, he was supposed to know what tools you need?
He had mentioned to me that all the tools I would need would be there at the residence.
How would he know what tools you need?
That's what he had said. Anything you need.
All right, so whatever. The bottom line is you need to get a whole set of tools on his
not
nickel.
the whole set of tools, but certain tools.
Whatever tools
Yeah.
you needed.
Yes,
you need
ma'am.
to get them on his nickel. And you need to order things that you didn't think you were going to order. But once again, what difference does it make when you're being paid by, for the day than just, you know how to pick stuff. You've done your own bathrooms. So what went wrong between you guys?
It's just the toilets were taken out. He had no measurements. I had no way of measuring.
What do you mean he had no measurements? You're there to measure.
No. I was supposed to demo the bathrooms, first of all. They were already demoed.
Tell me listen to me. My father was a contractor. My
Right.
brother's a contractor. I come from a long line of contractors.
Right.
So what's the problem with the toilet not being there? Why can't you just measure where the plumbing is and figure out what toilet
Well,
to
I
buy?
could do that, but then there's several toilets, and I took pictures of the several toilets that you need to be able to pick. I can't just buy a toilet and install it.
Why
there's different
not?
sizes.
That's what he was
Because there's
tasking
high,
you to do.
low, and medium toilets.
Right, so then you ask him, high, low, or medium? I don't understand where everything goes wrong.
Well, the things changed a little bit too, because when I initially got there, he wanted me to change all the locks. Okay, so I was over there I had to rekey the whole house,
Yeah, so?
and I bought all the locks.
Again, this is where I don't understand.
Well,
It's not like you were being paid to finish a job, and if you didn't finish the job, you weren't going to get paid. And if he added new things to it, it would stop you from finishing the job. All these things are great complaints if you were being paid by the job, and all of a sudden he has added work to your job. But you were being paid by the day.
Right.
So if he asks you to stare at the tree outside and you're going to get paid, what do you care? I'm not getting why this was a problem for you. It's a problem for him. It's going to take a lot longer to do everything.
Right.
And he's going to pay you to do it. Why is it a problem for you?
Well, basically, I was doing what he was asking me to do. When I got there, nothing was there, like I said. The person that was supposed to rekey the locks wasn't there, so I had to go back. The gentleman that was doing it, I used to work for Home Depot, didn't really have the know-how how to do it, so he had the kit, and I was trying to, help him out. It took a couple hours just to do all that.
Okay.
Okay, and then he wanted a keyless remote where you got to type in a combination, and he wanted me to match it to his phone so he can open it from where he lived. Well, you can't do that, and I was trying to explain it to him that you have to be there with the phone to program it. Okay.
The first time on the same network.
Yes, ma'am. Then he decided to hire a locksmith to come out and install it.
Okay.
The locksmith, I meet him there. The locksmith has no idea how to even install that lock because he's never done one before.
Okay.
And then, so I stayed there until about 12 or 1 in the morning to let the locksmith stay there and to install these
The
locks.
locksmith was there until 12 or 1 in the morning?
Yeah.
And according to you, you're shaking your head, and according to you, what?
Because half of it is just totally a lie.
No, just tell me the part about how long he stayed there.
Okay,
Is
so
that
he
not
was,
true?
He was actually there till about maybe 11. I have the
PM?
actual time.
PM?
Yeah, I have the 11 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? So now we're on Tuesday, and what happens? When do things go south between you and Mr. Watkins?
Basically, the next couple of days, because I had to go pick up the flooring at Home Depot, which was supposed to be there. I had to wait for that. I had more time traveling. I spent more time looking for the product and getting help at Home Depot because help is not always there. And I spent a lot of time at Home Depot trying to get what he needed.
So you go to Home Depot and tell me exactly what you were forced to pick out, so I can
Shower
gauge.
valves.
Like shower valves. What else?
To pick up the flooring,
Yep.
pick up the locks for the house.
Yep.
Then just waiting for them to bring out the products and rekey the locks. That's, time right there. Still looking for, I had to buy Wonder Board, for the bathrooms, for the walls. So I was just basically shopping while they were doing what they needed to do for the locks and pulling the floor.
Okay, so you bought the shower valves, the flooring, the locks, and Wonder Board. What else?
Pretty much that was it. I had to buy a torch.
Did you
'cause
get any work done on the bathrooms on Tuesday?
I pulled the cabinet, the lighting, and the sink.
You pulled the cabinet, the lighting, and the sink, and you're shaking your head. Why?
Because that happened on Wednesday. Do you mind if I go back just a
No,
little bit?
hold on. Did you do that on Tuesday or did you do that on Wednesday?
I think I did that on Wednesday.
Okay, so did you do any work on the bathrooms on Tuesday?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so now it's Wednesday, and what work do you do?
I pulled, like I said, I pulled the cabinet that he wanted pulled out, the lighting and the sink. He wanted me to install the flooring, but you can't install the flooring because nothing was ready for the flooring to be installed.
Meaning?
Meaning the showers need to be done first. If I was to put the flooring down, it would get ruined. And I didn't want to ruin the brand new floor he had just bought if the other things weren't ready to be done yet.
So did you say that to him?
Yes, I did. I tried to explain how things go in a fashion, how everything goes in order. Then the flooring goes last. He wasn't understanding what I was explaining, okay?
Or he was disagreeing.
He was disagreeing.
Welcome back to the People's Court. I'm Harvey Levin. The plaintiff says the defendant is royally ripping him off and he is not standing for it. But the defendant says he worked hard for the plaintiff and deserves to be paid in full. Let's go back into the courtroom.
All right, so if he says put the flooring in, why don't you just put the flooring in? Because you can protect the flooring when you're doing the other side. I agree with you that the flooring should go last, but I'm just saying.
Well, because if I cut it wrong and it's not matching, it's not, you know what I mean?
Why would you cut it wrong?
Because the walls are not put up yet.
All right, so you now start getting angry that you feel like he's milking it.
Absolutely. But, okay, as far as, I think you asked a question about what he was doing when the locksmith was installing the locks. Well, what David was doing, David had been fired by then. I have no idea what this alternative story is he made up.
He's wrong about when the locksmith was there?
When the locksmith was there.
Was the
that
locksmith
on
there
Wednesday.
Tuesday night or Wednesday night?
Wednesday night. Dave had already been fired by then. I mean,
Right.
we didn't spend $2,800.
So, but you've come to court and you're suing for $2,815.99. So you want him to pay you back the deposit that you paid him. You want him to reimburse you for the round-trip flight. You decide to fire him, so now there's a $443.59 flight change fee, and you want him to reimburse you for your decision. You want him to reimburse you for the hotel, the U-Haul, $200 in Ubers, and the locksmith charge. So it's not enough for you to just say, you know, I made a gamble here. I brought somebody from California to do work over there. He seems not to be as industrious as I'd like. Let's just bring him back, you know, cut my losses, lick my wounds, and hire somebody else to do it, maybe from Delaware or whatever. That's not enough for you. You actually want this man to pay you back every penny you invested in him, even though there is work he did do. It might not be particularly industrious or lightning speed, but, you know.
Well, he took 4 things down. That's not work. Like that's.
Well, no, not if you're in town. But if you fly across the country and then you leave your family and then you're away and and you make time and you don't have other work because you've blocked off that's something. Because see, you shouldn't have done that. That was a crazy thing to do. You realize now that you have to pick the person from the neighborhood who understands it, you know, and it's not, I don't know what you think in California. What do you think? There's nobody who does work under the table in Delaware? I mean, you know, come on, you know, I mean, that's like, so eventually you figured that out and you've been hiring Delaware
Absolutely,
people. Right.
absolutely.
What should be you know, like imagine if he was in California and then you hired him to work by the day and then he worked on day one and you go, I didn't get my money's worth out of you. Let's see how you do tomorrow. And then he works on day 2, and then you just fire him. That's it. Yeah. But no, because you decided to do this crazy thing where you're flying. Now he's got to pay you $3,000?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because you had a bad idea?
It was a bad idea, but he accepted the offer. So.
I understand that, and I would expect more out of him, too. I don't know what he'd spent all day Wednesday doing. So I understand if you're coming here and suing, saying, you know what, he didn't earn his $200 whatever dollars I'm paying him a day, because look at what he did Wednesday and look at what he did Tuesday. He's really just standing around. But no, but you're suing for, like, every penny you unwisely invested in bringing a handyman from, no offense, from California to Delaware. All right, so now, Mr. Echevarria, I am surprised that for 2 full days, you know, this is all you got done. Now, having said that, let me talk to you. Let me explain to you what a lawsuit is. You are entitled to the foreseeable damages, okay? But what you want is all of this money that you stupidly put into a dumb idea, as though there was ever a world where he thought he'd have to pay for the airfare and pay for the change. Not only, I mean, you got a lot of nerve. You're asking for the change fee that was your decision on there. Instead of, see, you know what I would have done? I would have yelled at him and gotten some work out of him, paid him his week, and then never hired him again. And told my sister, don't hire him again. He milked me. And then you just kind of move on. But not you. Not you. You want him to pay you back $3,000. Like, in what world am I going to do that? I am going to order him to pay you back 1 day's wages, because I did think he milked it. $242.85. Verdict for the plaintiff. That's my verdict.
So the plaintiff prevails, but not to the tune he was hoping for. He only gets $242, not $2,800. Mr. Echeverria, you heard the judge. She really let you have it, in a way. You were milking the plaintiff.
I don't feel like I was milking it. I was trying to do the best job I could do for him. Unfortunately, he wasn't happy with it. I tried to explain my case, and it wasn't understood well. So it is what it is, and, he got what he needed.
Do you think you'll ever do a job like this again if somebody wants you to fly across the country?
Probably not. It was probably my fault for taking the job, trying to see if I could help somebody else out, but it didn't work out to my advantage.
Yeah, no, it sure didn't. All right, sorry about that, but that's the way it is. Okay, $242. You're lucky. Okay, very good. Thank you very much, sir. All right, the exit is on your left. Now let's see what Mr. Watkins has to say. He was hoping for a lot more money. He didn't get it. Mr. Watkins, what are you thinking?
I thought I should have got more back. She gave me back just a day's worth of work, $240. So that was kind of, that wasn't great. But I guess it's something. But really, it's nothing compared to what we put into the guy. I mean, we got nothing. So
yeah. Well, it was a bad decision. Well, I hope you've learned a lesson.
I definitely learned the lesson not to hire a clown. That's what I learned. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I take from it.
Very good. All right, let's see what Harvey has to say. Harvey?
So, Doug, this is a principle that first-year law students learn. The concept is called foreseeability, that if somebody, say, breaches a contract, you can get damages as a result for anything that is foreseeable. It can't be something so bizarre that you couldn't possibly see it coming, but it can be far, far into the future that somebody is liable.
I live in Massachusetts, and I hired a personal trainer and paid them $75 up front and signed a contract where it states no refunds. I had shoulder issues and had surgery last year and re-injured my shoulder now. Medically, I can't work out. Can I demand a refund?
No.
Because you signed a contract
And
that
it
says
said
no
refunds.
refunds.
So, and it's not as though you're, one day you'll be able to work out. That's just a matter of...
People get hurt working out all the time.
Yeah, and then
I've
you
seen
heal.
it happen at the gym, and it's happened to me. So if you were a trainer and you didn't have this kind of a provision in your contracts...
Yeah, people would just be canceling all the time. And you wouldn't be able to eat. You wouldn't be able to put food on the table.
They would come up with mysterious thigh injuries and stuff that come and go when they wanted them to.
You're
because
entitled to
I don't want to show up this week.
Depending on the contract you signed, I'm assuming it says it doesn't have like a time limitation.
Right.
And so when you heal, whenever you're ready, you'll have your training session.